Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Strong Collectors Podcast. Today we're doing a quick update on the live stream that Hasbro gave us. I will say it was quite a few reveals. Also, if you've watched our leaks episode, you maybe were like us and you weren't super surprised by some of these, whether we leaked it or others had, like, we saw them after that episode aired. Most of these we've kind of known were coming down the pipeline, but it was kind of cool to get to see them in figure form. I think Jordan and I are both planning on saving some money here. But if you're an X-Men fan, you might be dropping some money here because it was very heavy on the X-Men. So Jordan, I kind of know your overall thoughts, but tell the listeners what your overall thoughts were.
Maybe part of it is knowing pretty much everything that was revealed today, like it's kind of like reading the plot of a movie before you see it. It's still cool, but it's like, it's just that feeling, of like, oh, which one is next? And it kind of builds anticipation, but it was just like, I don't know. So maybe that sort of dampened it for me a bit.
Yeah.
I also was like, last stream of the year, they said, let's drop some. I mean, obviously, it was wishful thinking when people were saying, like, No Way Home, Spider-Man something. But,
yeah,
I don't know. Just would have been kind of cool. But, and it's also probably just because I don't really want a lot of these figures. So, if you want these figures, great. I guess for me, there's not much. Well, we'll get into that, I guess.
I was going to say, let's go ahead and get into the first reveals. So these were rounding out some of the figures we've kind of talked about several times now. And that's going to be those two X-Men 3-packs. So the first one they showed, so we've seen Banshee and we've seen Gambit before, but the third character in that that we just saw for the first time today is Psylocke. So again, in that yellow and blue costume. I don't remember if we had seen actual figure forms of these other two characters. I know they've shown us digital renders several times.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was like a Mandela effect thing, because I was like, haven't we seen these? But then I was like, wait, no, I don't remember seeing Forge, but
right.
I felt like I'd seen them. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And maybe it's just that they all have the same not same body, but the same
costume,
colors. It just kind of blurs together.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think out of this pack, I don't know. I mean, I like that they're updating the female body for Psylocke. People are happy about the head sculpt. I just got another Psylocke for the first time. I think her accessories are pretty cool. I think Banshee looks good. I just know that fabric cape isn't.
Those wings are terrible.
Right. I just got the Siren in yesterday, and
yeah. Had you not had that before?
No, that's the first time I had felt that.
How bad was it, man?
It really is just like kind of like a papery. I don't know. Like I am curious to see how easy. Like, could I tear that? Because it's kind of a plasticky paper. So like,
that's what I would be worried about with those. And I didn't really want to test it. No, I had the VHS Storm though.
Oh,
and she has those same papery wings. So I don't know why. I'd almost rather have molded, like two sets of molded ones at that point than having that, because it just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but they've done fabric glider things for Banshee before, like way back in, I think it was the Annihilus wave or something like that. That was perfectly fine. Like, keyed in, you could take them out, and it was real fabric. So I don't know. It looks good with them holding it and posing it here, but yeah, I don't like the papery ideas for it. So yeah, Banshee, Gambit, Psylocke, and then they showed off. We've seen Storm before. She was one of the first ones they showed. But then, like you said, Jordan, we get to see Forge for the first time, and I believe Jubilee for the first time. I think Forge by far looks the best out of all of them. I mean, I think some people probably would argue Banshee looks good too, just because they want a Banshee. Jubilee looks like a Jubilee. I don't know. She comes with the bubble head, like popping bubblegum type thing. And she's got kind of like the same like mystic effects that came with Scarlet Witch. and that's supposed to be like Jubilee's firecracker. I don't know. Like, it's cool that it's two colors, but that's not Jubilee's powers, is it? Like, does Jubilee ever look like that?
I don't think so, but
I don't think so either. But I
I'm
never
just
read
so
that
over
storyline.
all those effects by now.
Yeah, I mean, when it works, it's
Ready?
cool. Like, if that was fire effects on like a pyro, like, okay, cool. Yeah, pyro has fire that looks like fire. But when it's supposed to be firecrackers and it's like a smoky fire, I don't know. I mean, I get why they're doing it because they're trying to save a buck, but you just kind of feel the cheapness of it. Four just got a big gun. He's got his cybernetic leg. I think he looks cool. He's got the keyed in stuff just like everybody else. Yeah, I don't know. Like we've said several times, I think it's cool that they're giving you this wave all at once. You don't have to wait several years like you do with other teams to try to complete, where you've got some characters missing and some characters you've had that are now outdated, like they're doing with the Serpent Society. Which, granted, I mean, Serpent Society is not like a popular group of villains, so it's like that doesn't make as much sense to just give us a whole wave in a year. But X-Men's a little bit more popular, so this is nice to see. Then we get into Blob. What'd you think about Blob, Jordan?
I thought he looked pretty good. I mean, I'm. Does it seem like probably? Do you think he's smaller than the old one
I mean, they have him.
in height?
They have him next to Gambit, and I mean, a lot of the parts on him look the same. Like the feet look the same, the legs. I mean, they said he's got like the less cellulite, so it's like they probably sculpted him slightly different, maybe, or maybe it's just paint. It's
well, his
hard
head
to
is
tell.
different. His head,
Yeah,
is
the head
totally
is for
different.
sure different. Yeah,
I don't know.
but yeah, just like
So
this, it does seem very similar. But you're right, there are differences.
I like. I mean, I don't necessarily have a desire for a blob, so it's kind of whatever. But as far as a blob goes, I thought that was a cool effect on the head, and like
Yeah.
the way you can get him positioned with his head and with his torso. Like
There's a
that's
lot of
probably the
articulation
best.
in that torso. I was
Yeah,
surprised.
yeah, I think that's the best way to do a blob. You know, like because I like how he was like, oh, we didn't do a squishy material like Mojo, because like
I was
I could
expecting
see
that.
someone trying to do that to be like, oh, it's like his real body, but
Yeah,
I don't think that stuff works. So
yeah,
if I really wanted a blob, I'd be pretty happy, especially with how much cheaper it's,
yeah. I mean,
because I saw some people were like, oh man, I just bought a blob. It's
which like, why would you? I don't know. I guess if you're not in the groups and you're not paying attention, but like,
and you're not listening to the strong collectors.
yeah, or anyone really. Like, this has been leaked for
Yeah.
quite a while. Not even like on the art or on the rectangulars leaks, but like pictures of the back of this package, I think were shown. Same with that Ronin.
Yeah.
And like blobs have been going on fire sale for quite a while. Like, I think when I first got back into Marvel Legends, I sold my blob for $250, I think, and then I just bought another blob last spring, I think, maybe summer, and I bought it for like $150, and I again sold it for I think $235, and then shortly after that, the market dropped on him, and now you can find him for about 100 and probably less than $150. And I would assume now that it's officially revealed, you're probably going to be able to pick them up for cheaper than that. But what do you think this one's going to cost, Jordan? Because it's going to be a deluxe, kind of like Mojo. But you think it's going to be similar price?
What was
More?
Mojo again? Single?
I think
Was he
Mojo was 55. I think.
I was gonna say six. I was gonna say 60. So I think 50 would be too low, especially with the fact that they know, like, unless you're getting this from us, you're probably gonna pay double. So maybe I'll be optimistic and go with 60.
Yeah, I think that's.
Especially if I don't know. Is that crazy?
No, I think that's probably what it's going to end up being. Is like either 60 or 65. Because again, I
It
can't
also
remember.
depends for me on how like hefty he is. Like I hope he's not like really hollow feeling, because that would be a bummer. Like I'd like him to have the heft. It definitely won't, but like the heft of like the Hulk.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah,
That'd be cool, but you'd
It'll
have to
depend.
put so much
Right.
You know,
And I feel like it's going to be a hollow stomach,
yeah.
but
So that
maybe we'll
might
be pleasantly surprised. I mean, I don't think even the Build-A-Figure was super like
no,
hefty for what it was, because it was kind of like that same hollow. Have you ever like
yeah,
you've seen my old
yeah,
Build-A-Figure, right? Have
yeah,
you had one?
yeah. I've never had one, no, but
Okay.
yeah, I've seen yours, and I don't know. I mean, that would just be kind of a cool touch if it
Hmm.
had the like heft of like the 20th Hulk
Yeah,
that
which
they
I mean I
just
think
did.
they could do, but
It'd take
it's Hasbro, so we're gonna keep our expectations low and maybe be
it also
pleasantly
might keep,
surprised.
yeah, it could keep the cost lower too to make
Hmm.
him less like
Yeah,
that. But
and I think that's
oh,
like I'm glad that Hasbro's doing it, because like we've said, it
mm-hmm.
doesn't make sense for the secondary market to be making all the money when new collectors never had the chance to get their blob, and now they can at a pretty good price. I mean, even at $60, I think that's pretty
Yeah,
fair for blob, and maybe that's
yeah.
only because the secondary market on the old one is so high. But yeah, I don't know. He looks big enough. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit for the old blob being so expensive. Because $60 for a figure is still, whatever. Let's move on.
Uh,
Next up, they showed us Outback Rogue. I don't have much knowledge of the Outback
I don't really
team.
even know what that means, honestly. Do they just
And
all go to Australia or something?
I was gonna say, you want my
Like
Dakota's
the X Men.
unofficial
Wait,
comic book
have you read
review?
it?
No, I've never read it, but I just always
Oh,
imagine, I'm like, oh, this is the X-Men
oh,
that live in Australia, and I don't know.
it's just like the X Men take a vacation to Australia and nothing happens. They're just chilling.
The
Well,
X-Men
they
Down
said
Under.
that. I don't know. So I guess when people say that, yeah, like I want to Outback Rogue, I'm like, sure, you know, if
Yeah.
you want it, and that's a very seemingly specific thing. So again, they're helping you finish a team, right?
It's
Because
yeah.
there's an Outback Dazzler, and then
Hmm. I think
who
that
else was there?
Wolverine has got like an orange and brown costume in that one. Again, I'm
Yeah.
just
So
guessing
it's
here.
like, yeah, it doesn't really mean much to
Hmm.
us, I would say, but
No,
if you're wanting an Outback Rogue,
I mean it looks
it
cool,
said
the
it
green
was
and black.
it was the double jointed, right?
Yep, double pinless
Double
arms and legs.
jointed. Oh, yeah.
Um,
So
I think it looks like the spinneret
yeah.
body. This is obviously much more realistic than people wanting the Savage Land Rogue. It's another one that's high on the people's list. But then we get into one that Jordan and I are probably going to be spending money. You want to give us this one, Jordan?
This one was Craven,
Yes.
who
So,
we speculated on
mm-hmm.
in our 2-pack episode as being a 2-pack.
Right.
But they said this one is a, did they say Walmart exclusive?
Yes. Walmart exclusive.
Everybody's going to love that.
Yep.
But also the fact that that seemingly confirms it would be a single pack, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing would be on a retro card.
Yep.
But he looks like exactly like the cartoon, pretty
Yes.
much.
So tell us your feelings here, Jordan. What do you think about this retro carded Craven coming out at the same time as the 2-pack VHS animated series?
Yeah, I'll say my gripe before, which was I thought the retro card series was like, oh, those are like the '90s figures.
Mm-hmm.
But like now they're saying, oh, well, we're doing the actual '90s official design. So it's like, wait,
What did
what
I
were you
just
doing
buy?
before that? Exactly. So for me, it's like I hope it's not like they put out this Craven and then they're gonna put out one with cell shading that I like better. You know, like
Yeah.
so it kind of reduces my confidence in like I should get this because this is the time to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I I think it looks pretty good though. I
Yeah.
mean, with the black pants and like the bright. I love the bright yellow. I think it looks
Mm-hmm.
really cool.
Yeah. No, this is
So
exactly what I expect from a Craven. They don't show him in package, but they show him with a spear. I hope he
hmm
comes with like an alternate head, just because I don't always want him to have that crazy head,
yeah,
like the all of his teeth and like eyebrows are
go
like
for a stoic
almost look
head.
vertical. Yeah, not so stoic as like the what was it, the Rhino Wave? I think that one
I
looks
kind of love the
too odd.
old school Toy Biz one's face.
Yeah, pull him down. Let's see what he's
This
got.
guy.
Yeah, that's all right.
Ah.
Yeah. I don't know. His eyebrows don't seem so straight up and down like the one on
Yeah.
this retro card is going to look. But that one comes out in spring, or I mean, I guess I don't know if that means it comes out or if that's when pre-orders are going to be
Yeah.
available. If it's a digital render, I don't know. I'd be kind of surprised if it's going to be hitting shelves by spring.
Yeah. I
But
would say it'll
also,
be available then.
okay. But the animated Spider-Man is started to hit Walmart shelves, which kind of is like it seems super readily available when we thought it was going to be super sparse, but then the Walmart exclusive, what was that? The Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange?
I never saw that in store. I don't think anybody saw that in store, was it? Or was it a Walmart online
I think some
exclusive?
people did see it in stores.
Okay. But that one seemed pretty sparse where it's like if you didn't order it,
Yeah.
you didn't really have it, but it also didn't go like crazy in the secondary market. I think we kind of expected the new Spider-Man to jump up, but then now people are seeing it in person. So maybe it won't be as crazy. I don't know. It's very confusing on these retailer exclusives of whether it's going to be available for everybody or if people are going to miss out. And I don't know. It's strange.
So, yeah.
Then the next one, another retailer exclusive. This one is just fan channel exclusive. So usually that means like Hasbro Pulse and GameStop and probably Big Bad Toy Store, stuff like that. This is the PS4 Spider-Man. And they were saying, or at least they think it's on the Renew Your Vows body. And
Yeah.
I think it is. Like the articulation looks like it. And you can kind of see the toe articulation-ish. It's just a digital rendering. So
Yeah.
hard to know for sure, but this one's probably going to be, I would assume, over $30. Where Craven is probably going to be in like the 25 or like, normal legend. What is the new Spider-Man? The animated one.
He was like 27, I want to say.
Okay. So yeah, this Craven will
27
probably be
maybe.
the same price. This Spider-Man will probably be in the same ballpark as the Iron Spider. Just because
Yeah.
he's got a ton of web accessories, which is very disappointing to me because I hate those web accessories. They're just so pointless. He comes with, it looks like 3 of the like splatting effects, one that like kind of like clamps onto your face and one that's kind of like goes on your shoulders and a web line. And then he's got alternate like whipping hands and fisted hands. All those web accessories are absolute waste of money, in my opinion. I don't know. If you like those web accessories, leave me a comment down below because it just seems like if they would have just given us Spider-Man with alternate hands, he probably would have cost us 25-ish bucks like a normal figure. They put all that extra stuff in there and now he's costing us extra and it's just unnecessary because all that stuff is going to just sit in a drawer and I'm never going to touch it. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. What did you think, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, once you get one set of those webs, you're good. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the effects. Like, do you need them with every single,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Um, I like the older one pretty well. I mean, I never really had
Mm-hmm.
issues with him. So I'm trying to imagine this one on the Renew Your Vows. Kind of what I think I want to do after this is compare the Renew Your Vows to the old PS4 to see how I'd feel about that. But
I think he'd be a little bit bulkier in the upper
yeah,
body. Um,
yeah, because I think that older mold is kind of more that
I don't think it
like
has a diaphragm
slimmer.
joint in that one, does it? The old one? I want to say no. I want to assume it's on the um, Sunfire body mold, maybe.
I don't remember. I'll
I
have
don't
to
know. Leave us a
investigate.
comment. Tell us what we're wrong about. Um, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Are you going to get this one, Jordan?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I'd have to think about it
You want to see the
because
actual
I don't.
product shot first?
Yeah, I don't. I don't know because we've seen that a digital render can be
Yeah.
different. Like so. I would almost rather see it in action,
Mm-hmm.
see what it can do. Um, also might depend on the price too, but
Yeah. I
you
mean,
know,
I'm going to assume this is going to be at least $32
yeah. If it's
because
if
that's
it's like
that's about
below
what.
30, I definitely want it. But
Yeah. True. Um, yeah. I I'm very on the fence of this one. I'm leaning towards not getting it, but I kind of like it. Again, it's probably going to depend on price. If there's a sale, then I'll probably think harder about it. Especially GameStop usually has sales, so
Yeah.
that might be when I pick it up. Then we got into, I don't know, you weren't a big fan of this segment. Their draft of picking like what their favorites of the year was. You think we're
Like
the only
I don't
ones that get
I
to
don't
say?
believe I don't believe that it's all genuine.
Okay, I could see
Where
that
it's like
because
I love the Kate Bishop because it's awesome. It's like a lot of people didn't like that. So are you just saying that to be like,
I'm trying to move
guys,
some
this was
product.
cool? You know, that's what I'm saying. Or like the She-Hulk toy. Like,
Yeah,
come on, dude. Like
yeah. I mean, I'll give you that. I mean, Shartimus even brought
that.
that up too in his like recap of these things. He was like, it seems very like self-indulgent. Like, is he gonna like go and make like, oh, this is my top 5 videos that I've made this year, so like go back and rewatch them? It's like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm a little more naive, and I just like to think that they're having fun talking about what toys they liked coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I do see where you're coming from. Where it's like, really, your favorite MCU character was Kate Bishop, and nobody picked Moon Knight. Like that
Yeah, that
seems
was my thought. It's like, why didn't you know love for that Moon Knight
right.
toy is easily
So yeah,
the
it was
best, I think.
the MCU figures were Gore, Kate Bishop, and She-Hulk, and it's like,
That is like they got a warehouse chock full of those, dude.
I love it. That I don't. Now that you say stuff like that, I'm kind of, I don't know. I just want to think that they're cool guys.
That's a
Like,
pretty terrible
it is
ranking.
marketing though, but it yeah. I mean, I do think that the gimmick with the Infinity Gauntlets beforehand was a little bit cheesy. I thought it. I don't know. It would have been cooler if they were like, if it was much more definitive of like rock paper scissors and it was easier to tell, but
Yeah.
it kind of seemed like it didn't move enough. I don't know. I'll run through their top picks of the year. So their categories were favorite comic character, favorite Build-A-Figure, favorite MCU, favorite multi-pack, and then there was a wild card category that could pick anything. So Ryan picked Spiral for his comic character, which, is she in the U.S. even yet?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either. So that seemed like are you allowed to pick that one? Maybe it'll get here by the end of the year. But
Did
I know,
they discount Galactus? Because I don't remember anyone
right?
picking him.
No, they said that he wasn't allowed to be in the thing, and
Okay.
which we'll probably do some sort of thing like this too for a video, and we're gonna have to take Galactus off too, because how are you gonna compare Galactus to She-Hulk? That's obvious. So yeah, he's picked Spiral for his comic character. He picked Ultron, the Infinity Ultron, for the Build-A-Figure. She-Hulk for the MCU. The Mojo World for the multi-pack. And the wild card was Toad. Which, like, out of these, like, yeah, Ultron looks cool.
Why was 20 were the 20th figures picked?
Yeah,
I know Cap
Toad.
was.
Toad is his wild card pick. Nobody picked Hulk or Iron Man.
Yeah, that seems weird that nobody picked that Hulk.
Yeah, I don't know. I still am kind of on the fence of like, is that one better than the 80th?
I think so. I sold my 80th.
Wow. I don't know if I'm going to pick up that 20th
I
because I
just
like my 80th. We'll have to talk about it.
wait. I thought you've had the 20th.
I mean, I've seen your 20th.
Oh,
I've never
yeah.
had it myself.
The 80th has that little pea-sized head, dude.
No, he doesn't.
His head's really tiny. You
I
can't
don't think
unsee
so.
it now.
I guess maybe you'll ruin it for me once I get up and look at my display.
No.
Curse you, Jordan. Dan's picks. His were, let's see. Yeah, I kind of see his. His are okay. His comic character was Iron Man with the plasma cannon. A little okay. Not a big fan myself. His Build-A-Figure was Khonshu. That makes sense. That probably would be my favorite if I had seen him. Kate Bishop was his MCU pick. That's where we're getting a little skeptical. His multi-pack was Renew Your Vows, which makes sense because toe articulation was something he was pushing. And then his wild card pick was the Symbiote Spider-Man, which I was kind of thinking if I was going to do this list, Symbiote Spider-Man would be up pretty high on my list as well for favorite figures of the year.
Yeah.
And then Dwight's, he picked the 20th Cap as his comic figure. Bonebreaker is his Build-A-Figure, which was kind of obvious. He was a big fan of him. Gore as his MCU figure, which, again, we're getting back to that warehouse theory. He picked his favorite multi-pack was the Nolan Venom. I could see how that could be a favorite. I like it. You're not as big a fan, but I like it.
Yeah.
And then his wild card pick was the retro carded Lizard. Which,
But would that Daredevil pack have been part of that?
I don't know. I don't think that would have counted in the year. I think it's going to like we could
What
probably
about like the
include it
Amazing
in
Fantasy
ours.
one?
That would be yeah.
Or not
I mean,
the
that's
Amazing Fantasy. Yeah, that one and the Amazing Friends.
Amazing Friends hasn't started shipping yet. You just got the
But
shipping
they
notification.
had Spiral, and nobody here has Spiral.
True, but I guess maybe they expect her to be out by the time. I don't know. I don't know how they choose this stuff. I can't remember if we had included the retro. I don't think we included the retro, like Symbiote Spider-Man wave in our year review last year.
I don't think so either.
I think that came out in January. But yeah, I mean, I agree because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they pick their stuff. Because, I mean, they could have picked the Daredevil pack because you got the shipping notification and that'll be here, what, like
Probably.
a week from now?
Yeah, if I get it by Monday, I'd be stoked.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what your thoughts are of that in hand because I've seen positive and I've seen negative reviews for it. It's not for me, but
Articulatrix said it was the best Daredevil Legends ever.
wow. I don't know, man. I'm excited to see it. You'll have to bring it up here when you guys come.
All right.
But then they ended with the Lizard as a favorite, which again I'm kind of like, was this planted? Because then they bring up the Bendy Wire tease that there's going to be more Bendy Wire coming in 2023. That's my assumption. We'd have to go back and look at the leaks of what all we had to see, like, could anything else in there include Bendy Wire? I mean, it'd be cool if they start, like, I don't know who it would be. Maybe if they were doing that Professor X in that same team, he's got a crazy cape. It'd be cool to see a Bendy Wire cape in Legends. I would assume that's probably less likely. Doc Ock is probably the safe bet. That's what people assume. They've kind of been talking about that every time they bring up Doc Ock and like, oh, people want Bendy Wire. We know. Probably going to be him, but I don't know. Then after they got done with their draft, they got back into more X-Men reveals. They gave us Kid Omega. I like the pink and black. I don't really know Kid Omega to ever look like this, but I've also never really read anything with Kid Omega in it very much.
I don't even know who that is.
Jordan, you got to read a comic book once in a while, man. I'm just
Is
kidding.
it Omega Red's kid?
I don't know. He's got like telekinetic powers.
No, isn't he the kid of Apocalypse?
No, because there is. Well, maybe he's the kid of Apocalypse, but there is like a kid Apocalypse that like I have an X-Force comic where like the whole thing is them going to like save him, and then they get there and they're like, oh, should we save him because he grows up to be Apocalypse and like
No.
kills
There was
everybody.
literally like the son of Apocalypse, who might be this kid.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, he's got the same like Omega like logos on him, but that's the same as like Omega Red has that too. So I don't know. I didn't read that many comic books, Jordan. Tell us in the comments, who the heck is Kid Omega? I know we could probably Google it, but like, you know, give us your.
We don't have time for that.
Too long, didn't read. Give us that version. Then we get into Fang. This looks almost exactly like Puma to me. I mean, I know it's a different, more updated body, but it also like, so maybe, okay, it's not Puma, but then it seems like they just head swapped and this is the like first appearance Sabretooth. Again, maybe it's not, but it just looks like if you have either of those two characters, like use a little bit of imagination and you already have this guy. And it's another one that I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
They mentioned all of his teeth that he's got on his like costume. That one's an easy pass for me.
Same.
I think he's at least got alternate hands. Then we got Chamber, another one that I don't know much about. And I know he's pretty popular. I don't know if he was big in the 80s or 90s or whatever, but I
think it was a more recent creation.
definitely not a recent creation.
I think in the past, like, well, maybe like past 15 years, 20 years.
Maybe 20 years. I mean, 20 years would be in the 90s. Well, no, it wouldn't. Holy crap, we're old. No, I swear he's in the. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's early 2000. Whatever.
I think you're getting old, man.
Very true. This is one that I just, for some reason, cannot stand to look at this character. I don't know if you have characters like that, but I just think. I just hate this character, and I've never read a single issue with him. I just don't like it. I don't like that fiery blast effect on
Yeah.
his chest and mouth. I don't like it.
Yeah, I didn't even like him when we played Hero Clicks. He had a
Yeah.
Hero Click, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, easy pass.
I mean, I think the body could maybe be used, like, if you have your
Yeah.
extra accessories from your Ghost Rider, put the, like, transforming head on that, and then it's, kind of looks like a Johnny Blaze body. There you go. Something used. I'm not going to be buying this figure. It probably doesn't even matter how cheap it gets. And trust me, it'll get cheap.
Trust me.
This wave will be on clearance. Then we got Monet. We talked about this. I don't know Monet from this team or costume. I know her more from the somewhat more recent when she teams up with Magneto and Sabretooth. I don't know. Looks fine. I don't know the character too well, so she'll be on
Yeah,
clearance.
sames.
The best figure in the wave, though, I think, is Corsair, and I
Yeah.
think he looks fantastic. I love the colors, the red and blacks, yellow, blue. He's like a space pirate. He's got his blaster, his pirate sword. I like him. I only know him from the comics,
Yeah.
really, but Cyclops' dad. He's on the Vulcan body.
Yeah.
I like him. I don't know that I'll get him. Maybe I would get him on like a deep discount.
Maybe I'd buy him and do a custom Flash Gordon, maybe.
Oh yeah, I bet you could do that pretty. Could
'Cause
you?
he's got like a
Yeah.
space gun, and then he's got the sword. All you need to pop the head off, and maybe get a head
Like
that
a
looks close.
Captain America, like an unmasked
Yeah.
Steve Rogers.
Something like that.
Yeah. Then we get into probably I don't know. I haven't seen much of the community's reaction to this, but I think this is probably the biggest letdown of for sure the stream. I want to say the whole year
I was about to say the year.
because everybody loves Emma Frost. I would put Emma Frost from the Annihilus wave as in the top 2 worst figures of all time from Marvel Legends. And I would put this one not far behind because it looks exactly the same. Like,
I don't think it's that bad.
okay,
man.
it's not the worst figure in all of
I was
Marvel
gonna
Legends.
say,
but
I think you're.
the head looks very
pretty big
similar. The
exaggeration.
whole, like, the body looks the same, like where it's that like crazy skinny. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way they have her posed as kind of an angle, but the cape is
Yeah.
keyed in to her like corset. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just, like, for one, it's single jointed elbows, which I am always annoyed when they do that. But then you've got this cape that, like, now all she can do is just bend her arms at like 90 degrees and you can't do anything else. And she's got the
Yeah,
weird,
that-
like, Scarlet Witch, like, magic
Those
casting
uneven.
hands.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, I get that you have like 3 hands you can give females, but make a new set of hands for somebody that doesn't do spell casting, because that's
That's
all
a
they
weird
do.
pose.
Like, there's
Yeah.
fisted hands for women, there's gripping hands, and there's these spell casting hands. And this is just terrible. And there's no way you're ever going to get her to stand in those heels. Like, they couldn't get her to stand on the live stream, so good luck in your displays. It just, like, people love Emma Frost for, like, that's another one I don't really get why, but people would have gone
I
crazy
think we know
if this,
why.
well, okay, yeah, maybe we know why. But
It's not a mystery there.
people would have lost their minds, and this would have been like people would probably be almost as excited for an Emma Frost as they were for a Blob. But then you gave them just a you just gave her the worst treatment. It's so bad.
I just didn't really feel that negatively about
I
it.
thought it was just I thought it was a
I
major
mean, it's
ball
like I don't
drop.
want it, but
Nah,
wow.
I think that
Okay.
one that one could have been like the most popular in the wave because, like I said, people go so crazy for Emma Frost, like they would have just bought a case of them. But like single jointed elbows, keyed
Yeah.
in cape.
We might need people to comment on this one because
Am I?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Am I that crazy where like this isn't that bad, or am I not going hard enough and it's even worse than I'm making it sound? But anyway, moving on from Emma Frost, we got Cyclops. This is a redone Cyclops. They've already given us an astonishing Cyclops before, in the Brood Queen wave. But I mean, it's
That
an
which
older
was
figure.
an action figure you got from me way back when.
It was.
Still have it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, of
Nice.
course, dude. We get rid of that. I don't know what happened to the Brood Queen piece though.
I had it. I think you gave it to me
Oh,
because you're like,
okay.
I'm not gonna build this. And then that was I sold it off.
I,
But I think I
wow.
lost some of those Brood Queen pieces because I know I had more. But
Yeah.
anyway, I don't know. He comes with the kind of like smoke effect coming out of his visor, which is, I don't know, kind of cool. I guess I don't know if you want to always display it that way, but whatever.
Yeah.
I think this is also on the Vulcan body. I liked the Astonishing X-Men comic run. I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
I'd be all right if they tried to keep completing this team. Like, I mean, I know people want a Wolverine from the Astonishing X-Men.
Right. Cat
Then,
Beast.
yeah, Cat Beast would probably be next up. I don't know if they would do a Kitty and Colossus because they're
Yeah,
not
they
really any
look pretty
different than
similar.
right. I would like to see an updated Danger, see if they would do that because they did that in
Ooh.
that Brood Queen wave, but I've never had her. She'd be kind of on my list of things I'd be interested in seeing in person.
Yeah.
But that wraps up that wave. They said they'll announce the Build-A-Figure later on. I think it's pretty obvious, I think, and I don't know if I'm going to say this right. I heard, I was listening, I think it was Articulate, or not Articulate, I keep saying him. Listen to Shartimus, so if I'm saying it wrong, blame Shartimus, but it's going to be Chode. The See, I knew you thought that would be wrong.
Hey, Joe, get over here. It's like, it's Chad, you a-holes. Whatever, Joe.
But that's the like green
That's
abomination looking Starjammer.
oh, that's a terrible name.
But it's like it's not spelled like Chode. It's spelled like ch apostrophe od or something like that. I don't know. It's like alien.
Be Chod.
Yeah, like I said, if I'm saying it wrong, go tell or go tell Shartimus Prime because I listened to him say it and that's how I'm saying it now. So
I gotta look that up now, man. That sounds hilarious.
yeah, I mean, just look up like
Yeah.
Starjammer team members or something. He'll probably be like second on the list. So yeah, apparently
Yeah.
the
But
build
he
figure is
was,
going to be a
we
Chode.
think, teased with that with that little
Yeah.
like white fox thing, right?
Yep. So then the last thing they left us with, each one of them had like a little accessory, and one of them was kind of like a weird space cat type thing, and that's apparently Chode's cat. And then there was also a little rose, which I think we assume is going to go with the Rose character, and then a golf club, which I don't know if you have any speculations there, if you saw people speculating.
I heard someone say maybe it could be like, I don't think this makes any. Well, weren't they doing a new Taskmaster or no with the bike, or did I dream that?
I can't remember. I don't think so, because I think that
I don't know.
was
Some
Hawkeye
people
with the
were
Sky
saying
Cycle.
Taskmaster as
Yeah,
like he's got every kind of weapon, but
right.
that seems really specific. I really can't think of anybody. I was
I
trying
saw
to think
people
about that
thinking
earlier
maybe a
today.
Coulson, but I don't really know Coulson that well other than from the MCU. That's kind of what I'm wondering too, is could this be like an MCU show character that's going to end up having this? But then I don't know what that would be. Yeah, I can't think of any characters that were like
Yeah.
golfing.
I would welcome comments on that
Mm-hmm.
one because I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I really haven't even seen anyone in like the Facebook groups give like a, oh yeah, that's what it is. Can't believe we didn't think of that. Where the other two are like, okay, we got those. I don't know what that golf club is for, but um, so yeah, which ones are you going to be getting, Jordan, if any? I mean, I think
Craven
yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the PS4 Spidey
Yep.
TBD.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think that's it for me.
I want you to get that blob once it goes on
Why
sale. You
don't
got
you get the blob?
because I want you to have it, so I don't have to buy it.
Dude, I just bought a Mythic Legions moose.
That's
Oh,
true.
can you at this point put up my moose
Yeah,
on the?
sure. Here's Jordan's
Yeah,
moose. Um, yeah,
couple of pics of him. One of him riding a skeleton. I mean, there's something
a
about.
skeleton riding the moose. Do you have a picture of the moose riding a skeleton?
Sorry, other way around. That we can't show that display. Um, but yeah, I maybe if it was on like super sale, I'd think about it.
Okay. Get him for like $30.
That's yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Think
I
I'd
think
do
I'm
that.
in the same boat. If he gets down to 30, then yeah, both Jordan and I'll both pick up Blob. I'll pick up Craven. Maybe I'll pick up two. Um, Spider-Man. Maybe I'll get him. The only other one I would consider getting is Corsair, but even then, like I just got to show some self-control because like, what do I need a Corsair for? What display is he gonna go in? I don't really have that many X-Men, and I don't have any Starjammers. I'm not getting.
You gotta save up that Mythic Legions money,
That's
man.
that's kind of what I'm thinking is like the only ones here that are gonna get my money is Craven for sure, maybe Spider-Man, and but even then, like how many Spider-Mans do I need?
You know,
We've got
I
more
don't know.
coming this year anyway, so we'll see. Um, yeah, let us know what your thoughts are. Like we said, we gave you lots of things to leave us comments about because we are so unsure. Especially like, give me the phonetic. How do you say chode? Am I saying it correctly? Is it chode?
Oh no.
All right. Well, there you go. You got Jordan and I giggling now. Yeah. Let us know all the things. Comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Till next time, stay strong. I was trying to see how many times I could say chode.